5 years ago, I was broke. And one of the main reasons why was because I was wasting so much time. Fast forward to today, and I've been able to make thousands of dollars per day with my business with very high profit margins. We're talking 95%. So what changed? It wasn't my work ethic, just where I put my attention. Look, we've all been there, working our asses off, hustling day and night, feeling busy as hell, but seeing nothing in our bank accounts. I was this kind of person, always grinding, but barely surviving. I would spend hours scrolling Instagram, looking at other people's success while telling myself I was doing research. I would jump between 5 different tasks and I was never finishing any of them. I was the king of being busy, but I was broke. Remember when you were a kid and your mom would tell you to clean your room and instead you would organize your toys into prettier piles? That was me with my business. Rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic instead of plugging the hole, if you get what I'm saying. My breaking point came when I checked my bank account after what felt like the busiest month of my life. Just under $400. That's it. All of that for 30 days of pure hustle. So I broke down right there in my room. Something had to change. And that night, I did something I had never done before. I started to track how I spent my time for a full week. Every single minute. I'm not joking. And the results actually shocked me. I spent more than 7 hours per day on my phone. I was doing 3 hours of busy work that wasn't moving the needle. Only 20 minutes on average, actually creating content or products that could make more money. 20 freaking minutes. Here's what nobody tells you. Being busy is not the same as being productive. Working hard means absolutely nothing if you're working on the wrong things. And that's exactly why most people never become wealthy even though they break their backs at work. I would know because my father was a nurse and my mother a nursing assistant. So my whole childhood, I saw them being underpaid and treated like commodities at work, even though they were working really hard. So I made a radical change. Instead of trying to do everything, I decided to only do the things that directly led to money. Not followers, not likes, not networking, money. The first thing I did was a complete time audit. I installed an app that tracked where my time was going. And it turns out I was spending almost 40% of my workday just checking social media and emails. I was spending another 30% on tasks I could have paid someone else $5 an hour to do. So I created a simple system. Every morning I would ask myself, will this task directly lead to income today, this week, or this month? If the answer was no, I either delegated it, delayed it, or completely eliminated it. This meant saying no to a lot of things. Coffee chats? Nope, too busy. Checking emails 20 times a day? That's gone. Tweaking my website? For the hundredth time, waste of time. Instead, I focused on what I call money activities. For me, that meant creating valuable content, building sales funnels, and having direct conversations with potential customers. That's literally it. I blocked off 3 hours every morning for pure creation mode. No phone, no email, no distractions. Back in 2022, I was working exclusively with small businesses to help them to get more leads with organic strategies on social media. Here's the thing about making money online that nobody wants to admit. It's not about working harder than everyone else. It's about being extremely deliberate with your time. It's about understanding that 1 hour spent on the right task is worth more than 10 hours spent on the wrong ones. So let me give you an example. Before I made that change, I would spend entire days networking in Facebook groups, leaving thoughtful comments, joining Zoom calls, and basically trying to be everywhere. And the result was I made $0. So I decided to take a different approach. I spent 1 focused hour creating a simple lead magnet, a free video that solved one specific problem for my target audience. I started reaching out to more leads and making more content for my ideal client avatar. And slowly but surely, I started to have more and more people interested in getting my services. Now, unfortunately, there are some things we're not allowed to share on YouTube, which is why to help you, I've recorded a free training to show you how I went from zero to over $1,200 a day with 95% profit margins. The link is in the description and I highly suggest you check it out when you're done with this video. You can also book a free call with me or my team and together, we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to 5 to 10K per month as quickly as possible. But be quick because we literally get hundreds of applications per month, so we don't have enough spots for everyone. I had a big realization that changed everything. I needed to build systems that worked while I slept. I needed to find a way to work on the business instead of working in the business. This is the biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs making, and it keeps them stuck below 10K a month forever. Instead of constantly creating new content, I started to repurpose what I already had. One YouTube video became 5 to 20 Instagram posts, 5 to 20 TikToks, and even YouTube shorts, and even a blog article. And suddenly, my reach quadrupled with no extra work on my end. I built my first real sales funnel. Nothing complicated. Just a free valuable piece of content that led people to some free value, which then introduced them to my main product. This simple 3-step funnel started generating sales while I slept. Now, as I started to see results from my work and getting some customers, I started to work with remote contractors so they could take some workload off my shoulders. Remember, you don't need to do everything yourself. If a task costs you $50 an hour of your time, but you can pay someone $15 an hour to do it, that's a no-brainer. Next up, I set up automation everywhere possible. Email sequences that welcomed new subscribers and pitched my products automatically. Social media posts scheduled weeks in advance. Customer service templates for common questions. My business started running itself. So in just a matter of months, I went from earning $0 a month, I was genuinely dead broke, to earning thousands per month and even thousands per day. So it's crazy how fast your life can change when you know what you need to do and you have the right systems in place. I'm not working more than when I was broke. I'm working smarter and focusing on the activities that actually make money instead of things that look cool, like taking cold showers or journaling. These things are great. Do them if you want, but don't prioritize them over money-making activities. Let me break down my typical day now versus before. I used to wake up and immediately check my phone, my email, Instagram, Twitter, and so an hour was gone before I even got out of bed. Then I would make myself some tea and plan my day, which really meant making a to-do list so long it was impossible to finish. I would start with these easy tasks to build momentum, which usually meant I never got to the important stuff. Now, my phone stays on airplane mode and grayscale mode until I complete my deep work. I wake up, I make myself a cup of tea, and then immediately I start my most important task for the day. Usually, it's writing scripts for YouTube, creating content, or improving my products. I have no distractions, I'm not on social media, and I don't check my email. I just purely focus on the thing that will actually make money. Here are the exact tools that helped me to be more productive. Notion for organizing all my content and projects, Calendly for scheduling calls, Loom for recording quick videos instead of typing long emails, and Zapier for connecting all of my apps and automating repetitive tasks. But tools aren't magic. The real change was my mindset around time. Every action that you take, it's always based on your beliefs, on your mindset, so it's the number one thing. I protect my time like it's my most valuable asset. Because guess what? It is. I batch similar tasks together. All my content creation happens in the mornings, and I have calls in the afternoon. I also learned to say no without guilt. No to unpaid opportunities. No to clients who drain energy. No to projects that don't align with my goals. Let's talk about something else nobody mentions. Most successful people aren't working 60 or 80 hours a week. They're working maybe 20 to 30 focused hours on exactly the right things. The rest is a myth. When I realized this, it was liberating. I stopped feeling guilty about not hustling all day. Instead, I focused on impact. What's the smallest action I could take today that would have the biggest result? Sometimes that meant sending just one perfect email to the right person. Other times, it meant spending an entire day perfecting a sales page. The key was being intentional, not busy. Another game changer was eliminating decision fatigue. Now I wear basically the same outfits every day. That's why you always see me with the same clothes. I eat the same breakfast, I follow the same morning routine. Why? Because every decision you make depletes your mental energy. Save that energy for the decisions that actually matter to your business. Sometimes people ask me if I miss anything from my old life. Honestly, maybe I miss the illusion of being busy sometimes, because there was comfort in always having something to do, even if it wasn't important and if it wasn't making me money. Now sometimes when I finish my workday by noon, on a Sunday or Saturday, I feel strange about it, I feel guilty about it. But then I check my bank account and I remember why this approach works. The hardest part isn't learning what to do, it's unlearning all the busy work habits we've been taught to value. Society rewards looking busy, but the market only rewards results. Let me be crystal clear, I'm not special. I don't have some secret talent or advantage. What I do have is an obsessive focus on only doing the things that move the needle and make money. That's it. Think about your own life right now. How much of your day is spent on activities that will never lead to income? How many hours do you waste consuming instead of creating? How often do you say yes to things that don't serve your goals. The money is already there, waiting for you. You just need to stop doing all the things that aren't bringing it to you. I will give you one more concrete example. Back when I was struggling, I spent almost 10 hours creating the perfect logo for my business. 10 hours. Do you know how much that logo contributed to my income? Absolutely $0. Nobody cares about your logo. Now I know that those 10 hours could have been spent creating and launching a simple product that might have brought in hundreds or thousands of dollars. This is the mindset shift that changed everything for me. I stopped thinking about what I could do and started thinking about what I should do. I stopped asking myself, is this a good use of time? And I started to ask, is this the best use of my time right now? If the answer was no, I would stop doing it. One of my mentors once told me something that really stuck with me. If you want to make money, stop doing the tasks that don't make money. Now, I know it sounds obvious, but most of us spend our days doing exactly that. And I also realized I needed to stop consuming so much content. I was addicted to business podcasts and YouTube videos, always learning, never implementing. Nowadays what I do is to join an online course, a mentorship program, and I apply the advice in there because it's a step-by-step process, very different compared to traditional content online. So now I allow myself to consume content only after I've completed my money-making tasks for the day. Implementation comes before education. Now, unfortunately, there are some things we're not allowed to share on YouTube, which is why to help you, I've recorded a free training to show you how I went from zero to over $1,200 a day with 95% profit margins. The link is in the description and I highly suggest you check it out when you're done with this video. You can also book a free call with me or my team and together we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to 5 to 10K per month as quickly as possible. But be quick because we literally get hundreds of applications per month, so we don't have enough spots for everyone. Another thing, I used to think I needed to be available to everyone all the time. My notifications were always on. I replied to emails within minutes. I jumped on every quick call. Now, I check my emails twice a day only. I've got my notifications turned off and I batch all my meetings into specific days. My mental space is protected. Start simple. Track your time for 1 week, see where it goes, but be brutally honest about the things that you're doing. Then, cut out 1 hour of waste and replace it with focused work on something that could generate income. If you do this consistently, I can promise your life will change, just like mine did. I went from barely surviving to $2,000 a day, from constant stress to actual freedom. So what are you gonna do? The choice is yours, but either way, time is passing whether you use it or not. In 3 months, you'll be 3 months older regardless of what you choose to do. But you could also be making serious money if you start making changes now, if you start your business today. So stop wasting time, because time is more precious than money. Start today. Have no more excuses. With that being said, I will see you on the other side.